What's up, everyone? All right, so pretty big green day today, EFTR. I logged in and it was the first stock I looked at. I saw it moving yesterday. I saw it make a huge move and I missed the whole thing. I was sort of like, the FOMO was getting higher and higher. And this morning, as I saw it pull back and then we got that squeeze into a halt right at the open, man, I rode that momentum. We got a squeeze into a halt. Into a second halt, I was hoping for fireworks. I was hoping for second day continuation and a break of $40. We didn't quite get it, but I got green on it. I also took a couple other trades, which I'll break down in the recap. So traded 3 stocks today, finishing the day up 51,000, up 60 on EFTR, but down red on the other 2. I'll break down the recap. As always, please hit that thumbs up, and don't forget, my results are not typical. Most beginner traders lose money, so you should assume as a beginner that you will lose, and with that assumption, trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. Hope you enjoy the recap, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. All right, so I'm going to do my recap here, finishing the day up $51,289. Decent day, but I'm still red over the last 3 days, down 40,000 on Friday and down 30,000 on Tuesday. So still down 20,000 over the last 3 days, but and I was up 60, but then gave back 8 or 9,000 off the top, so I'm up 51. CLEU, I lost on this one. I kind of thought, I was skeptical on it. It's a Chinese stock. I didn't think I could really trust it. It has a history of gapping and fading. Hey girl! So I'm back home. Hey girl, come on, pull it together. And you know, I just sort of figured this would happen. I did take one trade on it, 20,000 shares, stopped out for a 20-cent loss, cut the loss, moved on. My trade was looking at the open for a red to green and a break back over 5 right here. That did not happen. I thought it might. Certainly looked a lot stronger before those 2 5-minute those 2 1-minute candles. Right here, it still looked like that was a possibility. So I jumped in it right there. We dropped at the open, and then I stopped out on that 1-minute candle. And that, as it turns out, was the right move. So cut the loss on CLEU, SPRT, I'm red on that one as well. I jumped in it, I chased it. I got in at 26. I tried to sell real quick on the break of 26, hit a high of 26.24. I didn't get filled on my exit. I was trying to do a quick break of the $half, whole dollar. Stopped out for a $2,500 loss. Got back in for the bounce off 25, stopped out for another 25-cent loss. Down 5,000. So 2 trades on that one, lost on both of them. It ended up rallying back up. I was hesitant on this one as well because it's a meme stock, and these ones are tricky. They make big moves, but then they reverse hard. EFTR, continuation from yesterday. So the first thing when I logged in today, I said, well, what was going on yesterday? I was out yesterday, so someone helped set the stage for me. What did we get yesterday? And EFTR and HLBZ were the 2 that were mentioned. So HLBZ, interesting, from 9 up to 14, but pulled back, did provide a trade at the open, as you can see here, but did not end up holding that level very well. I did trade it in my small account, lost $790, no trades in the big account. EFTR, much stronger yesterday between the 2, soared from 10 all the way up to 40. And look at the previous day. Previous day, it made a big move, gave back almost all of it, and then yesterday rallied. So this morning, I kind of looked at that and I said, okay, well, let's just look at this pattern here. Big move up, retracement, then a second breakout. Big move up, retracement, second breakout. That's what I was looking for. Big move up, retracement, and I got in for the second breakout right there. And that was a well-timed trade. And I had a couple of fantastic dip trades on it. One that was to the penny off the volume weighted average price. That one was, where was it? Let's see. I think that was my trade that I got in right here on that bottoming candle. Popped back up, another dip trade popped back up, and through there got myself to up $60,000 on the stock. So we got a great trade at the open. long into a halt, resumption, dip and rip into a second halt, resumption up to a high of 34, dip, nice dip off 31 up to a high of 35.50, pulled back, bounce off the VWAP, curls back up. Right now, it's consolidating right here under this kind of 33 level, and I had actually drawn a line, where was it? Was it around 33? No, I'm trying to remember. I think I drew it on the 5-minute chart. Might have drawn it a little higher. See, I had one right there at 30.28, and I had another here at 34.88. Okay, that was the line. So we're kind of in between them right now. The main problem on this right now is this candle right here. That candle right there closing red with high volume is the main issue. Otherwise, I'd probably be buying it right here for a retest of the high. But the fact that we got that false breakout. Now, a false breakout, it's possible to make money on a false breakout. The problem is if it screws up the chart for the rest of the day. So like right here, I was buying that break of 33.29, which was this level right here. We hit 34, I bought that, broke over 35, went right to 36, bought for the break of 36, we hit a high of 36.69. I thought we were gonna halt going up, but we didn't. And then flushed back down. By the end of the 5-minute candle, even though there was a bounce trade off the VWAP, it was back below VWAP. And so unfortunately, it just couldn't hold that level at that time. Continuation stocks and continuation setups, it's a setup that we teach and talk about in the Warrior Pro classes because there is a great opportunity. When you have a stock that in the previous day made a huge move, a lot of traders are going to be watching it, and not just for the next day, but for the next couple weeks. A lot of traders are going to keep this chart on their monitor, just the way they did for FCUV. And FCUV, keeps kind of popping up and making these moves, right? Traders keep watching it. You have a stock that makes a really wild move and traders keep it on watch. Same with SPRT, and it's going to be the same with EFTR. Now, if EFTR broke through, if it got over that $37 level, 37.37, this pivot right here, then we would have a really good shot at hitting 40 and actually having true second day continuation, which would be a break of the previous day's high. Right now, we're still range bound inside yesterday's range, but we pulled back almost off the 50% retracement and curled back up with a nice trade at the open. So because the range was so big yesterday, there was opportunity even before it breaks yesterday's high, or even if it doesn't, for some nice trades. But yeah, as it sits right now, it's gonna take a period of time for this to sort of ramp back up here for me to no longer be afraid of that red candle. I don't like seeing that red topping tail candle. I don't like that at all. So, it's 11 a.m. actually, and I'm up 51,000. There's a part of me that wants to sit here and keep trading for the off chance that this does break through 32.50, 33 and goes to 34.35, and by the end of the day does break yesterday's high. I could see it happening, but it feels right now at this moment like a bit of a long shot. Topping tail here, 2 topping tails right there. Now it does seem to be holding these levels and high volume on that green candle. That's good to see, but at the same time, it's important to know when to take the money and leave. So yesterday, I sort of did an exercise in fighting FOMO by not trading. I really wanted to trade. I was feeling FOMO. I was feeling like I really wanted to trade for a couple reasons. I had had a red day on Friday and a red day on Monday, and I really wanted to trade on Wednesday. Because market was closed on Monday. I really wanted to trade yesterday because I wanted to at least just have a small green day, so I could kind of break the red streak. You know what I mean? And of course, there was always the hope that maybe there would have been some big momentum stock. And there was, EFTR, and I logged in and saw people talking about it and gave myself even more FOMO, and I didn't trade it. But I think that was important because while on the upside yesterday, maybe I could have broken the red streak by having a small green day, on the downside, I could have jumped into something and lost another $15,000, $20,000 at 8:30 in the morning, got myself super frustrated, only to see this end up moving later. And at a time of day where typically I wouldn't have traded it. This made its big move I mean, it made a nice move at 10:55, then pulled back between 10 and then broke out a little after 11. And then it continued through the lunch hour and peaked at 1:35 in the afternoon. You know, usually I wouldn't be trading that long into the day. And today on EFTR, I'm not sure I would expect that type of move, you know, going into 11, 12, or 1 because of that red candle that screws up the chart. The chart for kind of the whole day is a little bit screwed up. Now, if we close today and the candle stays green, maybe we could get first daily candle to make a new high tomorrow. Maybe there could be another opportunity. And maybe between 2 and 3, after a couple hours of consolidation, if it's continued to hold this level, that long period of holding this level would then prove that it actually does have the strength to retest the highs. Maybe short sellers would start to get nervous. But if I was a short seller right now and I was short on the stock, I wouldn't really be super nervous. I mean, yeah, it's right at VWAP. It's a little, you know, it's a recent IPO stock, so we've got some risk there for sure. These are the type that can make big moves. But on the other hand, we're coming into the slower time of day. It keeps showing these topping tails, and we have this big red candle right here. So even if it starts to come up, it may run into resistance because of that red candle. So I would probably say the kind of point of control where if it stays below $35, I don't see this retesting the high, sort of in like one big move. But if it keeps curling up, if it keeps holding this yellow ascending support line, then, you know, as you get up towards 35, that consolidation up in this area, you know, so what time would this be? 12:25? Okay, so maybe at that point we could start to see a curl. And at that point, if you got in for the break of 35, yeah, you've got this topping tail candle, but the price action has already gotten back up into it. Right now, we've got resistance right around, you know, 33. So we're in this kind of little wedge here. It's ascending, but, you know, we've got that red candle and that false breakout. So anyways, that's kind of my analysis on it. I'm interested, but at this point, it would pretty much just be FOMO for me to keep sitting here. It'd be the fear of missing out. I'd sit here because I'm afraid of missing it. And one of the things I was feeling frustrated about yesterday was, you know, the fact that I had these 2 big red days. I took too much risk on low quality setups, and, you know, like that gave back the profit that I had made when we had really good quality setups. And I also was feeling a little bit of frustration that when we had some of those really good quality setups, like on FCUV, that I wasn't as aggressive on them as I could have been. SPRT, you know, this thing on the day that it hit 60 bucks. You know, I under traded it, and I hate under trading something because, you know, it's not every day that you have a stock that makes that kind of move. You know, that's an incredible move. And I felt like, man, you know, I should have stayed around. I should have sat here and I should have traded, even though I don't like to trade into the lunch hour, even though this is kind of the riskiest time to trade. Look at that opportunity from 45 all the way up to 55. And there was another one too that was even cleaner than this one, and I missed that one also. You know, but of course then by the end of the day, from a high of 60 back down to 27. So, you know, it's risky stuff. You overtrade, you overstay your welcome, and, you know, you might find yourself giving back a lot of profit. So at a certain point, it is good to call it a day, and I don't think it's really the goal of most traders to trade for 8 hours a day. Some like to, you know, but I don't think that's what most people want to do. So anyways, I'm going to call it a day here. I did give back some profit, and I also gave back some profit in my small account, but it's a green day, much needed, and, you know, puts me back to green on the month, which is good. I'm still down 20,000 versus my all-time high of the month, but I should be able to get that back in a couple of decent days. Obviously, this is a short week, and I took Wednesday off, so I'm only having 3 trading days this week. I was red 30 on Monday, but I'm up, or Tuesday, but I'm up 50 here today. So I'm green on the week, and we'll just see if I can finish the week tomorrow with, you know, a couple more green trades and go into the weekend kind of feeling good. So that's the game plan. Maybe there'll be more on EFTR. Maybe I'll come back and see that it did go to 37 or 40, you know, in the afternoon, and I'll feel a little bit of FOMO, but at least I got green on it. And I did really quite well on it. I can only imagine how well I might have done yesterday. And that's that FOMO talking. If we had this kind of move today, I'd be up over $100,000. I made the most I could on second day, pop off the support here, and we just didn't get, or at least haven't yet gotten the big kind of fireworks move that we got yesterday. So that's what I'm waiting for. But unfortunately, I'm not confident enough that it is going to happen today because of that red candle. Not confident enough to stick around. So just let it be what it is. Live to trade another day. I think sometimes I, feel like every day is my last day. Like, I forget that, you're not going to retire on one day of trading profits. One day is going to make or break your career. It could break it if you really screw up badly, but it won't make it, and so it's just not worth sometimes getting so bent out of shape over missing like one day or missing one afternoon. But we do, many of us do, and that's the sickness of FOMO, the fear of missing out, when you miss something. But, these types of stocks, all of a sudden you could have news in the afternoon, bad news, and it, drops 4 points in a second. I mean, and then all of a sudden, like that, you've given back your whole morning of profit. And that was kind of what I was considering here was, and look at that right there, that drop back down from 32 to 29. If I took another trade on it, lost another $4,000, lost another $5,000, I'd be up 45, 40, 30, 25. At what point do you just say, all right, I want to walk away with something in my pocket? So I was kind of trying to get to 75,000 or maybe 100,000 today and recoup everything I'd lost on Friday and Tuesday, but didn't get that continuation, didn't get the squeeze into a halt, and didn't get the test of $40.42. So try again tomorrow. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money, and my results are not typical. So take it slow, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.